All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I can see my time limit has already started here. So I'm going to go fast. But I'm from Newfoundland and I can talk really fast. So it helps people pay attention. I was here 2 years ago, which is pretty cool, in the Western region, talking about the Crown Land Triad model. And I had a lot of involvement with the implementation of the Triad model here. But I recently had a job change, and now I'm working on the private land side. So I had the opportunity to talk to private landowners and talk to people about our programs. Minister did talk this morning about the dollars and some money that's been put around for private land programs. And I'm going to go individually into those programs and just let people know what's there. Now, very, very fortunate for me, Mr. Smith, when he was presenting as the Woodlot Owner of the Year, he talked about working with Simon. He talked about using the home study programs. He talked about you working with the Western Woodlot Cooperative. He talked about working for Forest Nova Scotia, the roads program. So you pretty much did my presentation, so thank you very much. It saved a lot of time. One thing I did, we got 3 slides to put together because inside the government it's very difficult to understand who's who and how the departments work. So I just put a couple slides together for a couple presentations before, and people felt it helpful to kind of understand where private land programs fit in the department. So we have our minister and our deputy minister of natural resources and our deputy minister Kieran Gayshan, and you can see all the departments and all the branches. I'll get a little closer. All the branches that fall underneath our minister and deputy, and there's a lot of them there. Over on the far right-hand side, you'll see the forestry and wildlife, which is in green. And every time I have a little rectangle in green, that's going to go dive deeper and deeper to where we are. So we fall under the deputy minister and our minister of natural resources. We are in the fish and wildlife branch. Inside the fish and wildlife branch, there's 4 divisions. There's the forestry division that works out of Truro, Nova Scotia. That's part of my old job. We have the Fish and Wildlife Division that works out of Kentville down in this neck of the woods. We have the Forest Economic and Development folks that are based out of Halifax. And then we have the Resource Management Division. And of course that one's green, so we're going to talk about how private land fits inside that one. So private land fits in the Resource Management Division in the government. So on the Resource Management Division, we've got on the left-hand side, we've got Crown land, and on the right-hand side, we have all private land. And this is a little bit different. This just happened this year, at the end of last year. There was little bits of private land, like the roads program and that, and the silviculture would fall under this division. But there was other parts of private land that fell underneath parks. And what we decided to do is to put everything for private land under one group. So right now, all private land programs and services are all under one group in the department, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, I don't know if this is going to show up or not. Oh, look at my red up. I know technology really good. So that the right-hand side is what we're going to talk about today. And we got private land programs, and we've got some folks that work, and most people probably already know Simon. He's been coming here for since 2006, Simon. Working with Woodlot owners, so a lot of people know Simon, well respected in the department for putting these programs on. So what I'm going to go into a little more detail is talk a little bit about our silviculture program. I'm going to talk about Hurricane Fiona, which probably doesn't impact a lot of people in the room. It may have or not, depending on where you live. But also some linkages there that could help people down here. We're going to talk about the Forest Nova Scotia gas tax program, and then we're going to get into some service group talk at the end there. So, private land silviculture. So we have approximately just under $4 million. We rounded up to about $4 million worth of silviculture that we flow through the department, through the ASF, and Ed's here in the room, and Ed has a booth over here, and he looks after this file for the government, or for the ASF. And we give the association almost $2 million to help perform the silviculture for private landowners in the province. We made that change, like the minister said. The biggest change we made there last year was it was always an annual budget. And folks on the ground, contractors, woodlot owners, were always wondering, I hope there's money in the budget for next year, I hope there's money in the budget for next year, so we can plan to do our work. So we signed a 3-year contract with the ASF and gave them 2 years always, and we always keep a rolling 2 years up front. So right now, there's money for 2025 in the budget right now, locked in, secured, that we just topped up the ASF to make sure it's there, so we can plan for silviculture longer and longer down the road. We also have the 3-year agreement, so as soon as next year April hits, we're going to top up the following year and try to keep ourselves always ahead instead of always wondering where, wonder is the money going to be there or not. So it's there. And then this again, available for all our private landowners and our contractors. And on the registered buyer side, we work with agreements with mills in the areas, and there's approximately about $2 million there as well. So when the mills are doing private land silviculture, we do some work with the mills and help support that as well. So there's a funding mechanism there as well. So about $4 million annually that we're putting for private landowners for silviculture. So we've got the private land. So again, with the ASF, I want to talk a little bit about Hurricane Fiona. And there's going to be some linkages here, but we didn't really hit, Hurricane Fiona didn't really hit as hard down here than it is in the central and in the north part of the province. But we put about $5 million, well, we did put $5 million just for harvesting cleanup, hardwood softwood products. Had different treatment categories of severity that we've been working through. We've got a lot of that money spent. There is still money. If Hurricane Fiona did impact anybody here, depending on where you live, there is still money left in that pot to use that for harvesting cleanup. We also put money in for boundary line maintenance because the hurricane didn't care what it destroyed. So there's boundary lines that were laying on the ground everywhere. So there's money also in that program to help reestablish private land's boundary lines. And there's money in that pot still available. So we rolled that program until the end of next year. So it was a 2-year program because we knew there was a lot of work to be done. There was thousands of hectares cleaned up already. There's still lots more to do. So we're really trying to promote that cleanup. So there's about $5 million that's in that program that we're going to run until March of 2024. This is a new one, and the minister talked about this morning. The government, the Minister of Natural Resources just announced, well actually today was the first time it was been announced, so you're the first people to hear this. But there's $7 million for Hurricane Fiona to help support low-grade fiber cleanup. And we have challenges of low-grade fiber all over the province, and we really want to try to prioritize our Hurricane Fiona because we want for fire mitigation. We all know what happened because of fires last year. We want to get this dead wood and this dying wood off the ground right now as quick as we can, so we want to support the cleanup of products that we really can't afford to move. So there's $7 million there, and we're not telling anybody how this is going to get done. The ASF is going to run this program. It's going to run under Paul Gilbert's going to manage this program for the ASF, and we're looking for proposals. So from landowners, from private landowners, large landowners, industry, we're looking for ideas and ideas that people can have of how we can get this fiber moving. So we can get it off the ground, and we could do some silviculture and get this ground back going and pick up that wood. So we're looking for proposals. The ASF websites are really going to start getting tailored to take these proposals and introduce this project. I'm introducing this project in all these woodlands courses, and then our contractor association AGM in a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking a lot about this again. So if you qualify for this. There's definitely some opportunities here to get more that would clean up in the next couple of years. This is a 2-year program as well. So this is brand new. Private Land Roads program. So we have, again, a Fiona Roads program that we put $1 million in because we know Fiona just didn't impact the trees. There was a lot of roads, or we need to clean up a lot of roads to get to the woods that was impacting the trees that were down. So we put $1 million in 2023. And it was for brushing, culvert, ditching, just trying to maintain the roads to get back to those sites for cleanup. There was a lot of uptake, and there was a lot of people that did use that roads. And I'm pretty sure this was for Nova Scotia, and I know Todd is in the room here. And Todd does have a presentation talking about this, so I don't want to take all his information. But there was we pretty much used all that money in that 1 year to help clean up them roads, which is a really good program. We've made some changes. In that program last year about collecting GIS files, so we can, in the department, we can understand where all these roads are getting fixed. We want to keep a good trail of that instead of a paper trail of that. And then at the end of March of this past year, Todd and Forest Nova Scotia put a survey out talking about the program, this one and the regular gas tax program, and want to get input and some feedback back from landowners so how we can make changes in the future to these programs. So we had several comments. Todd and I sat in the room, we read through them all. We've been trying to work as much as we can. We can't satisfy every comment, but if there was big themes there, we're really trying to do things to accommodate the comments. So for 2024, we threw another $1 million into this program. We know there's still areas that are impacted. one of the things that came back from the comments were we never had a category that said you could build a new road to access some blown down Fiona area. So we said, let's put that in. Let's say people can still build a brand new road, not just maintenance, but build a brand new road so you can get some Fiona area in there. We increased the funding caps. We want this to happen fast because the Fiona damage is a shelf life. The wood products aren't going to be usable after a certain amount of time. So we want to get this one going first. So we used to have caps saying you're only allowed to have so much money worth of funding. We've doubled a lot of those caps. So we said $5,000, now we're saying $10,000 on those. We got one more year to get the Fiona wood clean up, so we're really trying to fast track that program. And we made, Forest Nova Scotia, we worked together to make changes in the application program. It used to be first come, first served. A lot of people were a little bit concerned of that, about applications being approved fast, and if you missed the timing window, you lost. So, or missed the timing date. So what Forest Nova Scotia is going to do is create a timing window. 3 weeks, I can't remember what it is, Todd, we talked about, but it's going to be a timing window. All applications, everyone's got a priority, and we're going to have a screening system for that. And it's not first come, first serve, and you're approved for your money. We're going to have a screening system. And the reason why I'm talking about Fiona in this room is because this is going to help complement the other program. The first thing, one of the first questions on the screening is, did your woodlot get impacted by Hurricane Fiona? If so, yes, you're automatically getting put in the Fiona bucket of money. So folks, and we saw some overlap, that there was probably folks that were getting put into the gas tax program, the program that's going on since 1967, that were Fiona damage program. So what we're going to do is really force people into this program, so it allows people who didn't get impacted by the Fiona to have that opportunity for the gas tax program and a little better chance to get your woodlots to apply. So for the gas tax program, it's just under $1 million for that one now, ditching, brushing, graveling, and new road construction again. So this is kind of the last year program. I'm not sure if I put a slide in for that. No. So this is the last year program, and I will tell the biggest thing that we saw on the survey is the program really wasn't announced. I think it was till August last year, so it was very difficult to get things happening. We've got contracts all signed; they're all in place. Todd's going to announce the program, but we're ready to go. So this is going to happen right away. So we're not waiting till the end of summer. We're starting right away. So this is ready to go, and it's all signed off on. So that one's ready to move. So outside the programs, there's a bunch of services we offer on the private land side as well. So we've got, we have an extension forester that's been around in the department for a long time. Like I said, most people know Simon. And I asked Simon to provide a list of the things that he works on throughout the year for private land owners. And it would take every slide that I had in this whole presentation, so I really had to pick the top few, Simon, for today. So these Woodland Conferences, Simon's a big part of this and have been for a long time. So these are support from the department, and Simon does a lot of work with the committees on this. We did talk about earlier the home study program. We have pamphlets in the back of the room. It's all about if you want to learn how to manage your land. If you're a new landowner, there's a bunch of modules: silviculture, climate change, property line maintenance. There's all kinds of modules on that. We had some cybersecurity problems a year and a half ago, so that has been offline for about a year, but we just got it back going now. So I have a slide on that. Simon's got all kinds of pamphlets on that if people want to register and start getting these modules again, but they're made available right now. And then of course the woodland, can't forget the woodland owner of the year. Simon plays a big role in that for our group. So this is the home study program. So there's a few steps. It is online right now. We're going to try to work another way so we can make it, get modules printed again. But right now it is an online, it's a different program, but it is all online there. A different platform, I should say. But but you just got to sign up, register, and then you can work through those programs. Then we have service area programs. So, and I got a couple slides talking about that. But throughout the entire province, we have service area programs. So organizations that are funded to help woodlot owners to understand who would like to get management plans, just understand your objectives of the woodlot, understand what options are out there. These folks are designed. They talk a lot about the other programs that I talked about. What money is available. They can go and do some timber cruising to help with some of the organization of the silviculture, the harvest, or whatever landowner that values that the landowners have. And we have 6 of them throughout the province right now. And then I'm going to go into detail on 2 of them. But besides that, we have a little bit of money, but we support things like the Atlantic Teachers Tour, the Envirothon, and we really try to get our young folks educated in woodlots and woodlot management. So, as most people probably know, we have the Western Woodlot Services Cooperative. Patricia and team are in the back there. Most people in the room probably already know them. And they operate the whole 7 western counties in the province. And again, consultation, management plan, silviculture, field tours, that's their mandate, and that's what they've been working on. So if you don't know them, reach out. And if you don't have a management plan, reach out, and they can help give you a voice and really direct around for quite a while. And been with us together since 2009. A lot of work around certification, East Conference, the WOYA, the Woodlot Owner of the Year events, very big sponsor and help with that. Kids in the Forest, Open Field Days. So there's a lot of information there as well. So these are the 2 organizations that are in the West. We have a few others all scattered around the province, but I just kind of wanted to just give a shout out of the 2 in the West for if there's anybody in the room that don't really know who they are, but they are in this room as well. So I think that's all I had. Thank you.